There we go. I'm muted. Good morning. How are you? Apologies, I wasn't here last week. If you see my newsletter, and by the way, if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, if you go on my website, it's emmarosenbooks.co.uk, it should come up as a banner or it's somewhere on that front page. You'll be able to find it. You get monthly updates of what's going on. I did my newsletter on Friday, maybe. So yeah, if you receive that, you'll know that I melted my laptop a little bit. So that's why I wasn't here last week. I'm really sorry. What happened was I my laptop needed charging. Gosh, my Wi-Fi is terrible. Anyway, yeah, my laptop needed charging. I thought what I'll do, pop it on charge, and I'll just scroll on my phone while it just gets a little bit, and then I'll get into it. So I popped my laptop on charge, and this is in my bedroom, which is a loft conversion, and it's got big Velux windows, big like normal Velux windows, and I think because they're like slanty, let in quite a lot of heat and light. And I just didn't really notice that I'd left my laptop charging in a stream, like a shaft of sunlight. The charger heats up the laptop as well. And I've had this laptop since probably about 2016. So 8 years I've had it. Yeah, and it was like a 2015 MacBook Air. So it was old and I didn't realize it was heating up and I was on my phone. Once I was like, oh, that's probably kind of just giving it a little bit to get it started because it doesn't like having very low charge. Picked it up and was like, oh, that's quite hot. And it just kind of stopped working. Essentially what happened is it melted the hard drive. So my husband he sort of tried to he's trying to recover the old one, hopefully. So he's bought a new hard drive, I think, or he's going to, so that one will work. And then the old one he's hoping to like plug into some sort of extension thing so that he can see if there's any data on there. So that would be really good if he could get that working again. In the meantime, I bought myself a new laptop. By the way, if you need a laptop, I got this one from the website Back Market. I'm really pleased with it. The price was good. It's got a year's warranty. This was a good condition, like listed as good condition laptop, and it's fine. So yeah, I would recommend that one if you need a laptop. Don't know where the sum was going. All this happened just as the agreement came through from Natural England for the next book. So I'm well into doing that. I was hoping I would be finished last week, but that is wishful thinking. I've basically got a framework, I suppose, for that story. So that's what I'm going to be doing this morning, is doing some more work on that, and very much also researching, getting myself in the headspace of the habitat that we are writing about. Let me know what you're writing on this morning. As always, it will be 3 lots of 15-minute writing sprints. So yeah, let me know what you're up to today. And do you know what I just noticed when I logged in here, that we could have different themes. And this, look, is that now? Oh, see, I quite like that. Might change my theme. What do we think for my name there? I'm going to sneeze. The hay fever is a lot at the moment. So yeah, we're going to do 3 lots of 15 minutes. Let me know in the comments what you're up to. And I am going to get into the latest Natural England project. Project, that was the word I meant. If you're new around, I have worked with Natural England for a few years, and we've produced or started to produce the Discovering Marine and Coastal Habitat series. Again, check out my website if you want to know more. But this is a new series, or well, standalone at this point. So that's what I'm doing. I will tell you more as the project moves on. Right, so let's get into it. Pop the banner up. I do like that new thing. I do feel like my camera on here is not as high res as my old one, which is weird because my screen is better. Maybe that's the problem. This is a Retina display and my old one wasn't. Right, I'm going to get on with it. So I'm going to put myself on mute. I will see you 15 minutes for a little break. Speaking is going well today, and a chat. So see you shortly. All right, that's the end of the 15 minutes. Let's take a break for 5 minutes. Um, I'm struggling with this project. It will be all right in the end, but it's tricky. It's it takes it's working in something that isn't really my area of expertise. So there's just a lot of research. It doesn't feel comfortable. It will get there. I've got a whole load of things lined up this week in terms of sort of gathering resources and speaking to people to sort stuff out. But yeah, it's a lot. You may have noticed there's noise, and that during the writing sprint, I was talking to somebody. I've got a bathroom fitter in as well, which is going to make filming this week's video, like my regular video, interesting to try and do it with no noise. And yeah, it's a complicated project. Our bathroom, everything in this house is complicated. Yeah, so I think I'm feeling like, you know, it's just tricky with this project, and it feels like, as I'll get there, but like I'm still kind of really, when you're like cycling up a slope and you're like really having to like push on the pedals, and it's like, oh, this is hard work. And I'm not quite at that bit where it's like, okay, this is better now. So I'm just sort of there. I'm hoping to have a decent first draft done by the end of this week, as in one that will still need refinement in terms of if Natural England want to go, well, actually, could that be that, and could you change that? And just a little bit of finesse and making sure the rhyming schemes work and so on and so on. But broadly, it will be done. Whereas at the moment, it just feels like almost like a plan, but slightly more than a plan because some of the words are there. So it's just, it's complicated. But there we are. It's all part of the job, but yeah, what are you guys up to? What are you writing? What is this? I have parked my other bits and pieces for now, especially with the old melty laptop situation. Fortunately, sorry. Fortunately, the bits of writing I've been working on were all in my iCloud. So I have got everything up to date. I actually thought I might have lost everything I've been doing on these writing sprints, but I haven't. So that's good. Jane is working on her second draft of book 2 of her favourite romantasy. Oh, combining book 2 and 3. So this is the thing. It's these complicated things where you're like, shall I do this? Shall I do that? Like, this is how it feels with this project right now that I'm on, is like, I'm looking at the different elements and going, does that work? And could I move through that a different way? And it feels like once I've got to that point where I'm like, okay, I kind of know where I am and I understand the topic enough to be able to write coherently about it, that then I can sort of go. But at the moment, I just feel like I'm sort of fiddling, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think these decisions, sort of structural decisions, can be really, really hard. But we'll all get there. It's just like writing is such a long process. It feels like, obviously, the actual getting down the words in a long book, it takes a long time as well. But even writing a children's book, which isn't long, the kind of figuring out how to structure it and how learning everything you need to learn and putting everything together, it's such like a long, arduous task. And there's bits of it I love. I really like doing the research. I really like the editing at the end. I'm in a bit that it's not that I don't like it, it's just not my favorite. So yeah, anyway, that's what I'm doing at the moment. And with the soundtrack. But what can you do? Life goes on. And I'm trying to do these live streams for as long as I can with the holidays coming up and stuff. This and that. So there was also actually last Monday, was I working as well? I feel like I was teaching. I don't know what's going on. My head is not in the game yet today, or I mean ever. Any of you who join these writing sprints will know that it's not it's not the most professional and organized situation over here. But there we are. Right, I'm gonna get on with it. So I'll stick the banner back up. We'll do another 15 minutes. And again, we'll meet back here for a chit chat. See you shortly. All right, apologies. I'm trying to add up now. Well, we're probably not too far off, actually. I just had to deal with something in the house. So the break is slightly late, but only ever so slightly, actually. Um, basically, this house has been, I'm not sure exactly when it was built, I can't remember, but it was extended in the 90s. And the people who extended it did it quite, um, they sort of, some of the decision, like things have been put in weird places. I don't know. It's a bit mishmash, and the house hasn't been maintained very well either. So it's a case of kind of trying to, like, every time you do something, you find a problem, or there's something that, like, it doesn't make sense logically, or whatever it is. So that's the situation that's occurring. So it just makes things a bit complicated. But there we are. So yeah. Anyway, I actually think I am getting my head into the introduction. One of the things is, if you don't know how you're starting something, you don't have a tone that you've set, if that makes sense. So I feel like I'm sort of getting into that now. So that's really good. So I should keep looking at that, because I think that's a good place to start at the start. But I think get that beginning bit set, and then it should flow a little bit better throughout. It's funny how something with so little words can take such a lot of time. But yeah, that's just the way it goes. So I am, yeah, I'm just gonna, I think, continue to work on that and figure out the bits to do with, like, certain species, like key species, that will come. But I think if I've just sort of introduced it, then I know what I'm doing. It's a weird sort of headspace, because I feel like in the marine world, I've seen enough of it with my own eyes and down microscopes and stuff to know what I'm talking about. But this feels a little bit off. But there we are. Right, let's get back into it. 15 minutes. And I'll try and stick around. Right, let's go. there we go. That was 3 lots of 15 minutes. Weirdly close to this. Apologies that we lost visual partway through, but I'm back. This has been, if nothing, chaotic. This is the nature of things. This is why it's quite tricky to live stream at the moment, but I am committed to putting this out there while it's helpful. And I'm glad to see that Jane finished chapter 14, so that's awesome. I am getting there. It's a slow process. Hopefully by the time we're here again next week, I will have, a draft that I can do something with, and hopefully that I can sort of submit to let them know this is roughly what we're talking about doing here, and is this okay before I go any further with it. That's the plan. Hopefully I should have 2 or 3 days to get that done, because realistically it does take that time to just sit there and get there. And then from there then I get into sort of the refinement of it. I do need to look. I'm not entirely happy with the settings on this camera, so I shall have a play. But there we are. Anyway, I'm going to head off before it gets any more chaotic. I hope that was helpful. I will be back next week, and that's it, I think. So I hope you have a lovely week. I will catch you all soon.